Pezzos. I'm here today to talk about destiny swapping. It's not anything new. It's not a trend that you want to be a part of. You do not want to have a testimony for this one. People who can tell you what destiny swapping is, if they haven't, Googled it or TikToked it or whatever, um, they can only tell you because they've gone through the experience. It's happened to them. So destiny swapping, one of the most ancient stories, the oldest stories of destiny swapping is Jacob and Esau. At birth, when they were born to Rachel, first of all, in her womb, they was fighting the whole time. Fighting the whole time. I'm not religious, but the Bible is allegorical. It is meant for you to take that parable, that example of a story, and apply it so that you can get the outcome that you need, or the closure that you need, or the comparison that you need. None of it was physical or real, or most of it was not. So anyway, they're fighting within their mother's womb because they're fighting for position. Who's going to come out first? And anybody who knows twins, whatever twin comes first is what twin comes first. That twin is older. Like, that was who God said was going to come first. Well, Jacob said, no, I've got to get in front of my brother. It didn't work because Esau still came out first. But Jacob came out holding his ankle, trying to hold him back so he could go in front of him. Fast forward to when they're 40. Now, they only tell us a little bit of the story, but I can only imagine when they were kids how many times Jacob either tried to good son him, like Macaulay Culkin, let me off your ass, let me just get you out of here so it can be all about me. Or how many times that he bullied him or antagonized him because he was the firstborn and he wanted his birthright. There's a lot of stories in the book about birthrights and people wanting the birthright that was not theirs. That's the equivalent to destiny swapping. But when you fast forward to when they were 40, he, in exchange for a bowl of soup, told his brother, if you want this soup, then you need to give me your birthright. What? He said, okay. Gave up the birthright. Then when their daddy was dying, Jacob pretended to be Esau and went in there and lied to their daddy, who couldn't see no more because he was old. Went in there and lied to his daddy and said, oh, yeah, I'm him. Give me his blessing. So then he got his blessing. Destiny swapping. That's destiny swapping. A person who admires you too much. They admire you too much to the point that now they are envious. They want your life. There's many movies on Tubi these days, especially Chris Stokes. And I know that we're in the heat of Hollywood crumbling, but we will have to separate someone's craft and the gift and what they have given us and who they are at the core. We will have to separate that, because if not, then we're left with nothing. I mean, because even if we go to the back at the beginning of time, even the best leaders or the most popular leaders that did monumental things for the culture, the community, the race, whatever, had some backstories that weren't too cute. MLK, one of them. That Negro cheated, lied, smoked, smacking bitches. Yo. But they want to act like he was just that nigga. Same thing, even with the mythical dude Jesus. He was kicking it in the desert with prostitutes for 13 years. Y'all don't know what he was doing. Y'all have no idea what he was doing. Came back ready to activate in his craft. Before he left, he didn't want to do none of the stuff he was doing. He didn't want to turn the water to wine. He didn't want to give y'all no 5 loaves and no fish. He didn't want to do none of that. But he went off into the desert and he kicked it with the prostitutes for 13 years. And he came back and he was ready. And he was so ready that he anointed one of the prostitutes to be his ace boon coon baby mama for the rest of their life. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Chris Stokes has a lot of movies about attempted destiny swaps, where the friend or the best friend or the cousin or the whatever is so enamored with the life of the person that they try to take it. And one of them, the girl played down on her luck. She played down on her luck, and she ended up having to stay at the best friend's house while the best friend was out of town, but now the husband's there by himself. So she got the husband really, really drunk, took advantage of him, got pregnant by him. And then when it all came out and the best friend asked her, why'd you do this to me? She said, well, our whole life you've always had everything, and I always hated you for it. So quite literally, that girl tried to destiny swap. But it happens every day. It happens in a very tangible way for you to be able to be aware of who is attempting to destiny swap you. I mean, you even being aware of it existing, you're empowering yourself. Now you're aware of something that you did not know existed out there. It's like a new strand of the vid, or a new strand of, whatever. at least you know it's there. So now you can protect yourself one way or another. So you don't have to deal with it. That's the same thing with destiny swapping. So what are some signs that you can tell that somebody is trying to destiny swap you? Well, the one thing is, one, they admire you too much. They're too enamored with you. Why everything you do, they love it so much. And then it gets to a point of them not so much loving it, but being obsessed with it, and now they want to do it. You do it, they do it. You start growing your hair, they want to grow their hair. You want to get a boyfriend, they want to get a boyfriend. You get a new car, they get a new car. You have a kid, they have a kid. That right there. Now, that can be karmic now. Y'all can have some karmic connection, but even that needs to be understood. You have this karmic connection to this person, but they maybe tried to destiny swap you lifetimes ago, and you need to be aware of that. And that's very dominant in your chart too, or you can see it's visible in your chart. But everything you do, they try to do. They're way too admirable about you, but then it switches to envy. They are no longer inspired by you. They are envious of you. They are jealous of you. They're trying to figure out, your whole life you've always had it all, and I hated you for it. That same mentality. They don't like how it always works out for you. They don't like that you get anything that you set your eyes on, that everything you touch turns to gold. I don't like how it looks like I'm naked, but it's just a dress. That's why I keep lifting it up. They don't like that. They don't like how, even though they may have more physically than you, more financially than you, more fiscally than you, your energy shifts rooms the way that theirs would never. They couldn't even pay for it. There's a saying in the spiritual community, that is either you are born with your gift or you pay for your gift. And a lot of people pay for their gift. And I guess that's okay. But then that's when we kind of get into a problem. When you weren't born, when that's not the gift you were given, Jacob, you were given another gift. Your gift is something else. Jacob stayed at home with the mom while Esau will go off into the fields and like hunt and things like that. And Jacob would stay at home with the mom, learn how to cook, learn how to clean, learn how to. You are that person. You are strong there. But you trying to steal my birthright when I worked really hard for it. And we can look at that in an allegorical sense as well. People who attempt to destiny swap you have no idea what the hell you've been through in order for you to get what you're getting right now. They are seeing the tail end of a very long, hard, dark path that you had to walk in order to get your game blessed this way. So for them trying to destiny swap you, that's why they get their head knocked in between the washer and dryer. And then it stays there though. This attempting to destiny swap a person, especially a person who was a chosen one, and go back and listen to many of my recordings, especially on Patreon, I talk about everybody's not a chosen one. I know we live in this day and age when everybody thinks they're a chosen one. No, you're not. Not everybody is a chosen one. Not everybody even has a soul. That's a whole nother conversation for another thing. A human there's not a lot of humans that are walking around this earth right now. So not everybody is chosen. Therefore, not everyone is even worthy of the energetic exchange that your soul-based consciousness is trying to interact with. But when you try to destiny swap with a chosen one, the way that your life will never repair, you'll never get up. You'll think you're getting up, but you'll never be getting up. You should have played a different game. What they say? Go find something safe to do. You should have found something safe to do instead of trying to destiny swap with somebody who was chosen. And the reason why they went through what they went through is because God was preparing them to receive something else, to do something else. You didn't do that. You didn't have to go through that. So why would you think that you can destiny swap with this person? So again, they are too admirable. Everything you do, they want to do. When I move, you move just like that. When I move, you move just like that. Hell no. DJ, bring that back. Move it away from me. Then it turns into envy. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Then they start trying to dismantle your life. They try to figure out a way to remove the bricks that you have put there or that God has assisted you in putting there. And they try to move those bricks to make you less stable. Now, I always talk about how the worst attack or the most potent attack is the one of your mind. So, yes, there are glamour attacks. You can tell somebody's talking bad about you if you all of a sudden start getting pimples all over your face. You can tell that somebody's talking bad on the way that you look. Same thing with if you all of a sudden don't like the way you look when you look in the mirror. Somebody is trying to give you a dysmorphia with your own connection to your own body, to your own consciousness, to how you perceive yourself. So that's when you stop right then. I release, bind, and banish all negative energies and entities that may have been sent to destroy me. Only positive energies can reside right here where I am. I send it, and in turn, I send it back to from wherever it comes. Now, I will say this: depending on your astrological placements, depending on upon your spiritual alignment, you may not always have to do a send back, and you might want to eat whatever was sent to you. Scorpio placements, Saturn placements, eat that shit. Somebody want to keep your name in their mouth, eat it. Don't be worried. Don't be scared. Don't be don't none of that. This is when you activate. Because the way you're going to transmute and foot on a neck for the next 10 years just by doing you, because you're not going to do anything to them. That's the beautiful thing about not having to get down in the mud with pigs. You won't have to do anything. You are covered in a whole nother way. The universe and the spirits do not play about you in a whole nother way. Messing with people who when you don't know who's covering them is a real unsafe game too. Just because they seem quiet, just because they seem like they don't yell and nuck if you buck and all that shit with you, best believe that they're at their altar. They're at their altar. And when the spirits hear them halfway quiver because of something you did, it all comes tumbling down. And good luck trying to fight a energy battle when you started it. Now you're up against more ancient energies than you ever thought existed. Okay, so too admirable. Everything you do, they do. Then they become envious. Then they lie on you. Then they stop paying attention to you at all. So you went from being their favorite celebrity, their favorite cup of tea, their favorite fucking popcorn drizzle, to now they act as if they don't even see you. Now they don't even see you at all. And you didn't stop making moves. You didn't stop glowing. You didn't stop growing. You didn't stop evolving. You kept doing what you were doing. But now all of a sudden they feel like they don't see you at all. Another thing that, before I forget, that you will know that somebody may attempt to destiny swap you, because people being admirable of you or admiring you is, okay, that is a good energy exchange to a point. But if they say it too many times, I used to say, a friend of mine will only have 3 times to tell me that my boyfriend is handsome, and I'm going to have to either move her to fuck around or beat her ass, because what are you looking at him for? What are you looking at him for? That's the same way with, oh my God, you're so pretty. Oh, you have it all. Everything is always going out for you. Everything is always working out for you. I remember one time I was at a casino with some friends, and I strategically play games because that's just how it goes. I strategically play them. Then I add my own woo-woo to them. And then, I got me a whole little trinket bag on Patreon. I got 2 jackpot posts that are for women and for men that you can use anytime you go to the casino. I do never promote gambling, but I'm saying, if you like to just have fun and you don't have a problem, then go have fun and you can add these little things to it. But anyway, and the person says, as we walk in, because I was like, I hope my money come to me today. And the person says, you always win. From then on, I remembered. Got you. And you feel like I shouldn't win. Got it. You don't want me to win. Bet. Watch how you won't win $1 in this bitch. Watch how you're going to get shredded through in here. And I'm at least going to break even. That kind of thing. You always win. They're always paying attention to you. Of course you did. You tell them good news and they say, well, of course. As opposed to congratulations. Well, of course you did. That's almost like everything else always works out for you. So why would you lose this time? Of course you're not going to lose this time. That's rooted in envy. Now, ways for you to tell that you have actually been destiny swapped or that the shit is attempted. Because, again, it may be a little hard to see it first, but then you'll see it. Slowly but surely, everything that they admired about you or that they wanted in you has either slowed down in your life, completely imploded, disappeared, or you're just not certain about it anymore. But now all of a sudden, they have it. That's interesting. That's interesting. The very life you told me I didn't deserve or that you thought I didn't deserve, I can now see glimmers of it in your life. I get it. Okay. But that first glimmer might not unlock it all for you. And that's why you want to be cognizant to what's happening. Because when I realized that I was attempted to be destiny swapped, I started moving in a whole nother energy and activation. And you will have to be like a snake that sheds its skin, no matter how scary or vulnerable it may make you, in order for you to maneuver to the next side. 444 on the timer. Then everything that you have almost disintegrates and is gone. At first, it was a little bit of things, a couple of things here and there. Then the next time you look up, it's like, are you living my life? What the fuck then happened here? Something else that a destiny swapper will try to do, steal your entire regime, steal your entire swag, why you do what you do, how you do what you do. Because remember, you brick by brick this shit. Remember, most people who people attempted destiny swap were rejects at some time. Nobody wanted to be you. Nobody wanted to be you. They didn't want to dress like you. They didn't want to talk like you. They didn't want to look like you. So everything you are, you built it on your own. You became this person that is so bright when you walk in the room on your own. And then here come this motherfucker who wants to do everything that you're doing. And not only do they want to do everything you're doing, but then they pretend to the outside world or maybe to their friends and family that they came up with the shit. So then it looks like you're the copycatter. But any people with eyes can see you were the initiator, they were the follower. But they would work their hardest and their damnedest to pretend as if they were the initiator of this, the pioneer of this energy. And then when you're finally aware of it, I talked briefly about this on the Aries full moon reading, because where we are going after the Aries full moon is a period of like the fire is gonna like push us to the ethers, and we're gonna just be illuminated. We're gonna feel so free. And I compared it to when you finally can breathe again after you've been spiritually attacked. Destiny swapping can sometimes be intertwined or intermingled or confused for energetic attacks, because again, everything is slowed down. You're confused, you're depressed, you're worried, you're anxious, you're just not you. You just not you. Another telltale sign for me of an energetic attack that could also be a destiny swap is if you were always very diligent and intentional on your ritual as far as like protection and cleansing and things of that nature, and then all of a sudden you just don't do it anymore. You just all of a sudden don't do your sound bowl. You just all of a sudden don't light your certain incense. You got certain incense that you like to cleanse the energy. You all of a sudden just stop doing the things that you're doing and adding your herbs to your bath. And then it's not just for a little bit, but you do it for a while. That's also the attempt for them to throw you off of your path. That's why you want the King Solomon prayer. Give me knowledge and discernment. Don't give me things. Give me knowledge and discernment so that I know which path is right for me. So that I don't end up on the wrong path with the wrong motherfucker who's really trying to off me out here. But what I was saying about the Aries full moon and energetic attacks, that's what also that destiny swap can feel like. You can feel like you're kind of like in the middle of the vortex and it's just going around you and you don't know how to jump back in. Like in Kanto, when she's trying to see where do I fit into this story? When it made sense at one time, it was all clear to you at one time. Now you're confused. That's also an attempt on a destiny swap. So then what do you do when you think what you've been destiny swapped? You immediately start doing your cleansing routine. Psalm 91, Psalm 61, Psalm 109, verse 7 through 17. Deuteronomy 28, verses 11 through 16. I think it's 11 through 16. Psalm 23. And then be very intentional and diligent with your cleaning rituals. But then you don't want to be so clean that you fuck around and miss your own blessing, because now you don't have everything that you need on you. So even if you wash your hands in coffee and salt a couple of times a week, I would follow that up with a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg and not dry your hands or not wash your hands and just let that air dry on you so that you can, continue to be aligned with what your energy is trying to attach you to. Then, like I've been saying for years, if you do not have a spiritual practice, you are leaving yourself out in the open. If you have a scattered spiritual practice, if you play with your spiritual practice, if the only time that you mess with your spirit guides is to figure out if a nigga like you or not, you're going to get played. They're going to play you because you're not here for a man. You're not here for a girl. You were here for your soul to expand. So if you are diminishing your power to things as carnal as money and sex, then you're going to get played with energetically. They'll play with you. They'll drag you until you activate in the real power of what it's supposed to be. So, I think I covered everything on how you can determine if somebody's trying to destiny swap you. Oh, and then another great thing is to keep the fuck away from them. Once you realize who it is, and it could be a woman, a man, a friend, a sister, a brother, it can be anybody. So keep your peepers out. And you don't want to be so paranoid either that you're out. That person gave me a compliment. They're trying to steal my life. No, because some people really just trying to give you compliments. Some people just really just dope like that. And they don't want nothing that you have. They really like you for who you are, and they want what they want. And if y'all can somehow meet in the middle, great. But they're not tripping like that. But stay away from them. Why the hell would you keep going around somebody who you know and secretly hates you? Because ultimately, a destiny swap, they want your life to be their life. And that was the other part of it. You can look and see glimmers of your life in their life, but you can also see the fucked up shit that was happening in their life trying to creep its way into yours. That be the real wake-up call. Like, oh no, absolutely not. Bitch, I see what the hell you was trying to do. Now let me go. Now let me go. Because I won't. I won't. Again, people who are the ones who are attempted to be destiny swapped are the ones who have worked a long, hard time to get where they are, to stay on that path, to elevate, to expand their consciousness, to heal, to heal, to heal. So when they receive real love, real abundance, real peace, real prosperity, they deserve it. And for any person to try to attempt to destiny swap that or hate on that or mislead that or discredit that, they got another thing coming. And that's why you don't ever got to worry about them. Don't even worry about them. They got another thing coming. So I think this covers it all. If y'all have any questions about anything, drop them in the comments. I will definitely answer them. Past lives, like I told you, will reveal if you have a nemesis riding with you in this lifetime. Or if you have the placements to maybe have a nemesis that is riding with you this lifetime. So you can book a past life reading through the link in my bio on my Etsy shop. It's called Past Lives Matter. And take a look back to see how you're being affected now and how you can change that trajectory for your future. So stay protected. Stay strapped. That's why every day you need to cover yourself. I always tell Patreon, be protected in something more ancient than yourself. Whatever that is for you, be protected in something more ancient than yourself, because you will need it. And then especially now where we are headed, we have officially met the 52, the 5D realm. We finally have made it here. The earth split is here. It is so evident. It's most evident on TikTok. When you scroll from post to post and from post to post, people's mentality, their financial, their ability, all of that is completely different. Living in completely different worlds, but on the same timeline. That's where we are now. You get to choose where you want to be at, but you better choose, and you better choose right. And you study wrong, you study long, you study wrong. So choose right. But this also comes with being aware of who can't be on that other side with you. And if they don't know how to upgrade their own consciousness, you also have to be okay with that's their life purpose this lifetime. That's what they chose to come here and do and experience. But I'm not going to repeat that. So this is it. Y'all have a good one. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if this helped you. Holla back.